Welcome to the world of high-tech solar water heaters. As a long-time cottager, I've never wanted to make my cottage the same as the house. I want to keep it a little primitive. I get a certain sense of independence, but one thing I do miss is hot water. And the Sunshower high-tech solar water heater is the answer. The solar high-tech water heater provides shower hot water for 72 hours without sun. That is, you'll have hot water at your cottage for 72 hours in this system without the sun. It's energy conserving, saves costly propane and electricity. It's environmentally friendly. No pollution. No noisy generators. Free, sustainable energy source. It's convenient and safe, providing free hot water, always awaiting your cottage arrival. This system is effective and efficient from May to October. Now, what is the magic system? This is the system all set up, and the system works by the natural conduction movements that always occur in water when there are temperature differentials. The heart of the system are these heating tubes, which are specially formulated high energy absorbing tempered glass that are able to withstand 2.5-inch hail, small branches and so on. And these are vacuum tubes. So the tank, heavily insulated tank, holds 25 gallons of water. We feed the water in, and there are different ways to pump this system. We feed the water in, and here in this demonstration unit, I simply have a garden hose feeding the water in. Water enters the system, and cooler water flows to the bottom of the system, the heating tubes. These tubes get in excess of 300 degrees inside. They'll quickly boil the water. The warmer water rises to be displaced by cooler water. This is a constant movement that always occurs naturally. It's called thermal siphoning. And this tank will keep the water hot for 72 hours without the sun. This is a system that is not thermostatically controlled, so that at the extreme, this will heat water to the boil. This water will be identically hot to the water that's produced by an electrical system or a gas, propane, or natural gas system. And so that it's a safe system, all of the fittings are pressure fit. There's also a pressure relief pipe here, so that the inside pressures are always the same as the atmospheric pressure. All of the components of this system, they're not glass or silicone rubber gaskets. All of the rest is stainless steel to guard against rust and corrosion. There's 3 inches of insulation in this, behind this outer shell, to protect the inner tank from losing the temperature. Of course, the vacuum in these tubes is going to stop any heat loss through the tubes by convection. Anyway, that's the heart of the system. The Sunshower high-tech solar water system. It's the answer to giving you free hot water at your cottage without, once you've paid for the cost. There's no extra energy that has to be provided here to this system. Well, let's see how we can put the system together. Now, this is a do-it-yourself project, and one of these cartons weighs about 115 pounds, so it's quite manageable. It's a little bulky, but quite manageable. Two of these will easily go in the back of a Jeep or a van, and so they're easy to transport. Just push it right in, and there's lots of room. So everything you need for this system is right in the box here. These are the reflecting panels. Then we have a tank. The hot water tank. All of the legs and all of the pieces are in here, complete with directions to set this up. Besides these reflector panels here, we have all of the superstructure, the legs and support systems. We have the tank. We have the legs and all of the bolts and nuts. And packed in this special styrofoam container are the 12 solar vacuum tubes. Now we're also going to get a bag here and a bag of bolts, all the bolts that you need. All of the gaskets and the foot protectors for the solar tubes. Everything you need is here. Now the first thing to do is to follow the set of directions here. So they come in the box and they give you a step-by-step direction about how to complete this. And the first step is to lay out all of the legs and superstructure in pairs so that you can identify each of them according to the description. The first step in putting this together is to take the rear leg, and there's a 14 millimeter nut here. So with a wrench, simply attach this system together. Now the next thing is to take the front leg here, and also the component that holds the top of the reflective panels, and we're simply going to bolt this together. Using the bolts and nuts and washers supplied. And then we're simply going to tighten that up with a speed wrench, and we're all set for the front legs. Now the next step after the front and rear legs is the support for the back legs. So again, we're just going to put this in with the bolts and nuts and washer supplied. Now that the front legs and the back legs are on, we're going to install these support channels. To give natural support between the front and back legs. Now to stick on the bottom channel to hold the reflector panels, and we'll be all set. Now that the legs are all in together here, now we just set the system up, ready to install the solar reflector panels. Well, now that we have this pretty well all put together with the superstructure, simply a matter of installing these reflective panels now, and they just slide in. There are screws supplied if you want to screw them in, but because of the way that they're bent, they pretty well stay by themselves without any kind of supporting screws. Now for installing the heart of the system, the solar tubes. These tubes should be filled with water when they're cold because, of course, if they're hot and you pour cold water in them, like any glass, they're going to fracture. Other than that, they're quite indestructible. They'll withstand 2.5 centimeters of hail, small branches, and so on. And snow loads, there's no need to take these in the winter. These are vacuum tubes, and it's specially tempered, high energy absorbing glass. And these will reach temperatures of over 300 degrees. If you were to fill this full of water and put it in the sun, it wouldn't be long before the water was boiling. So to install these, the first of all we do is to slip the silicone gasket on top of this, and then we're going to twist them into the tank. And if they're wet, they go in a lot easier, but you twist them in a little further than you need to, and then we'll pull them out later on when we install the protective feet down here. I pushed all of these tubes in a little further than I need to, so that I can install these feet down at the bottom. So it's simply a screw. Now that we've got all these feet installed, I'm simply going to pull down these tubes now so that the foot of the tube rests in the protective holder, and then push the cosmetic gasket up to the tank. These move very well when they're wet. So the rainy weather helps today, you know. It's not a very good day to work outside, but I guess a bad day up north is better than a good day down in the city. So from that standpoint, this is all right. And the rain does help these things, these gaskets move and these tubes move a little easier if they're dry. They're very, very tough to put in. Now the last thing to do is to install the inlet and the outlet tubes here. And there are two ways you can plumb this. If you plumb this with a cistern, a cold water cistern up here, that automatically feeds this with cold water as you're withdrawing hot water, you might have the feed in here. And of course, because this has a higher head, the water will flow up to fill the tank. If, on the other hand, you draw hot water from the tank, and then you refill it after you've used it, then you would have the inlet tube up here, and you'd have a gravity feed, of course, but you'd have no head to get the thing in. Inside this outer shell is an inner tank, and there's a silicone gasket in there that looks like this. And my experience has shown me that it's best if these gaskets are wet when you're working with them. And so I've just moistened this, and then I'm going to stick this outer gasket right there, and I'm going to get lots of water and stick it on this tube so it'll go into this gasket very easily. Well, I have this demonstration model set up on my dock here, and I thought I'd just show you the plumbing that I've gerrymandered here for this. It's all simple garden hose and plumbing fixtures that you can get from your local hardware store. I'm filling my tank with a little gas pump and this garden hose with the foot valve on the end. So I simply throw that in the lake, and that water is plumbed through another garden hose in the outflow from that pump into my tank. Coming out of my tank, again I've used garden hose material. So I have a little pressure system, a little DC pump here that I connect to the 12-volt battery, and a little diaphragm pressure tank. And because that vibrates a little bit, I've separated the vibrations of the pump from the tank with this braided stainless steel hose, and again it just fits with garden type fittings. Because this is a pressure pump that comes on at 20 and goes off at 40, the water flow comes along directly to the pressure pump. And I have a tap connected after the pressure pump, and simply by turning this on, the pump is going to come in here on demand. Because garden hose will not stand the temperatures of hot water, I have a dishwasher cord here, and on the end of the dishwasher cord I've simply placed a shower head that you get from a garden center, and it's used for doing your gardens. So here I'll just hook up my pump here, and we'll show you how this works. So here is my hose, and simply by turning on the tap now, I'm going to get a good stream of hot water. Now for my shower and a little refreshment. And that's all a man needs. The tools. Maybe my wife will put away the tools. So there you have it. It's a do-it-yourself job. Any cottager can do this job. And this is a heater that will truly amaze you with its heating capacity. As I said earlier in the film, this is a hot water tank that is going to heat your water without fuel, without any kind of pumping device. Everything is working with the natural laws of science, all the water circulation system and so on. No need to use pumps to pump this, but this is going to heat water continually for you, just as hot as gas or propane or electric hot water heaters, except that there is no energy cost. Just think about that. To produce hot water for your cottage is one of the costliest things you can do with either gas or electricity. But with this system, you get hot water free. A truly amazing system.